everybody. Welcome back to some Skyrim. Hang on. No, that's right. Okay. For some reason, it was just really quiet, but welcome back to some Skyrim Special Edition. Picking up where we left off, as I said, we're going to start clearing out Dawnstar. So I've scouted, and by scouted, I mean Googled, a few of the locations, and so many of the locations in Dawnstar, apparently, or in the Pale, have fucking quests tied to them. But we're gonna do them anyway on the off chance that the quest items are still there, and then if they aren't, then once we do the quest, because the quests are, well, the ones I looked up are both in Riften, and one of them we have to join the Thieves Guild for. Okay, apparently somebody just camping out here.
I prefer it
and the other one is just to return an item. So, one is a Thieves Guild quest that involves books, and the other one is a Thieves Guild. It's not a Thieves Guild quest. It's just a quest in Riften. We've been to Riften. I don't know if I've ever. I haven't spoken to her, but Mule the Lioness there. The other quest is to retrieve her sword from a dwarven rune. So, we'll go through both locations that those quests take place in. Whether or not either of them will be there, I don't know. But at least in the case of retrieving Mule's sword, it should, because it's a dwarven rune, and I imagine the sword is at the end, there's usually a shortcut to the surface at the end. Ow, Deacus, that wasn't very nice. So this is Deacus, he lives here. Anything that you take from his camp is stolen. But if we go over here, we will find Hela's Folly, which is just a shipwreck that he lives near. Why he decides to live near it, I don't know. It's not for me to question where people live. Now, there isn't really anything. Yeah, there's not really anything here. There's a chest in the ship somewhere. But other than that, that's oh right, I also have water breathing on my helmet. I don't need the surface for air. I always forget that. But yeah, other than that, there's not really anything here. Deacus there is one of the is one of the targets for the Dark Brotherhood, which is why he's here. And outside of that, there's really very little reason to come here. Oh, a little bit more. Yeah, see, a little bit of stuff there, but that's it for this. Not really worth it, but whatever. It was a location, and now it's technically cleared. But yeah, this is just Deacus.
You have questions?
Nope.
All right then.
Apparently I don't. There are some Dark Brotherhood targets that you can chat up. There was that one that we actually got a quest from that I'd never done before because I had always done Dark Brotherhood first. That homeless guy. Wherever. And there's also even a merchant that you can kill. Granted, it isn't a good merchant by any means, but yeah. So this is Ingvild. I have to look because there was one of these that was, because out of the locations I looked up, I think this is the one that's the Thieves Guild quest.
Hey.
And you know what? Maybe if Mule's sword is there, maybe we'll switch out our follower to her. She may not. Oh well, no, because no, that's right. Because we were gonna take one of the mages once we reach Winterhold. So no, we won't. If we get her sword, we'll turn it to her. Maybe once we reach Riften, and are doing non-Thieves Guild stuff because she doesn't really care for the Thieves Guild. But when we're at Riften, we'll maybe take her. But yeah, so this is Ingvild. Well, her bow really doesn't do all that much damage, does it? Go. Ow. Oh, well, the ghosts are here, so that's something. Because I remember the ghosts being a part of the Thieves Guild quest. How much they're tied to it, I don't know. I just remember doing Thieves Guild quests and fighting ghosts, so... It could just be that. Well, I mean, it probably is, just that the ghosts are always here. Cause...
Is someone there?
Ah. Ow. Killed that ghost, didn't even mean to. Was aiming for the Draugr. But this looks good because there's a book here, Arundil's Journal, and I do believe that those are the books that we're supposed to be getting. Day 1. It seems the Cretans of Dawnstar are not quite as foolish as I had surmised. They found my experimentations, and needless to say, were not pleased with what they saw. No matter, my work can only flourish without the distractions of living amongst the unenlightened. I found a cave off the north coast of Skyrim that will be more than sufficient for my continued studies. The ruins of Ingvild should hold the materials I need to learn more about reanimating and enslaving the dead. On a personal note, I will miss the young maidens of Dawnstar. Such beauty was intoxicating, buddy, come on. I often found my thoughts wandering around them, imagining secret encounters between myself and one or two of the local girls. I mean, we ran around Dawnstar. I don't remember too many young girls, but to be fair, the way everybody talks about the cities and that, it really seems like there's more people there than we ever see, you know? Because, like, between one or two of the local girls, it's like, dude, there's like maybe 3 local girls there total. Like, but yeah, I mean, to be fair, that happens a lot in video games where it's like, aha, we have a country, we have like 10,000 soldiers. It's like, how? Your city has like 10 people in it. Which, you know, to be fair, a lot of games do the smart thing to cover that base and just, you know, have large sections of the city that you can see but not go to. And I say that that's the smart thing because obviously it kind of... Because while it's like, oh, but why build something that we can't reach? It's like, because we don't want that many NPCs, right? Oh, random restoration skill point. Still don't know what causes that. I mean, I see that it says synergy skill point. That looks like it opens. But I don't know what mod I have that does that. Like, I don't know if that's part of the amazing follower tweaks, but I don't know why I would be getting a restoration skill point from Borgak when she doesn't have very high restoration. But whatever. Not going to complain about just random skill points, because very little, or very few is it actually one that I would level up normally anyway, so. Or well, you fucker. I hate that. In Borgak, we seem to have another enemy somewhere. Oh, there's one. Uh-huh. I think it shows disrespect that, like, you know, like that guy managed to shout at me and hit me, but, or girl, as it may have been in the previous life. And I, like, completely ignored to, like, rifle through the pockets of something else that I killed. Like, it's just like, it just seems very dismissive, where it's like, this is how much I worry about you. Is I'm going to stop and leave myself wide open while you would get ready to attack me again. Oh, good God. It's kind of a bitch of a ledge there, isn't it? Oh, right. I wanted to skip across there. I do not have that equipped right now, though. Ow. I still feel like it would hurt every time you would do that. Okay. Oh, and this just leads to a chest. Well, hey, secret chest is still a secret chest. Hopefully, because it's a secret chest, it'll be filled with goodies, but... There we go. That should do it. Gold, potion... Nothing too good, but hey, we gotta level up. Let's see, what's next? Stamina. 2 perk points. I'm still not gonna worry about those until... Oh. Well, now I want to see if there's anything over there. I can't see anything, but I mean, just wait here until my whirlwind spring comes back. I gotta say though, I really should do that much of the main quest every time I play this game before I start exploring. It's been very nice having whirlwind sprint and I mean all 3 boost rodas and that. Because most of the time I don't even, like, I go and see the Greybeards and then, like, that's it. I'm just gonna do this. There we go. So, like, I don't even get the first word of whirlwind sprint from them, and then since, like, you know, I don't, like, specifically seek out the other ones. Because, I mean, we have all 3 now, right? Yeah. Oh, part 2. It's good that it's part 2. I've established a temporary workstation in the cold caves and have found multiple burial chambers within the snow and ice. While in the first chamber, I exhumed a few test subjects, all female. I was stunned to find my mind wandering again to the women of Dawnstar as I examined my find. First, I was slightly disturbed by my thoughts, but later I found myself re-evaluating. Oh, this guy became a necrophiliac. The first trials went splendidly. Each subject was reanimated in a state of total complacency, bending to my every task and whim. I have ordered a few of my new servants to guard the island, while the rest will act as my personal entourage, standing by me at all times, standing watch over me while I sleep. Well, I feel like that would be creepy. I hope that by standing watch over you, you mean like outside the door. Also, are we gonna find out later that like these ghosts are, because I think they've all been women so far, right? So are we gonna, come to think of it, have the Draugr all been girls too? I don't know. I'd have to go back and look, and I feel like that'd be a weird thing to specifically backtrack for. But are we gonna find out that he was kidnapping girls in Dawnstar? Because I feel like that might have been more pressing matter than fucking people having nightmares. Granted, the nightmares are caused by a Daedra, but still. Ooh, that doesn't bode well for him. But I think there's 4 parts to this journal, so that can't be done. An intriguing development. Tonight my guards have brought me a trespasser they found near the cave. At first I was understandably upset. Not only was I disturbed during one of my few moments alone with my favorite servant, yep, he was definitely fucking as a corpse there, but I recognized the trespasser as a milkmaid from Dawnstar. There was no cows there, was there? She remembered me as well, and made bold claims that I had been lurking near her at all hours. What lies? True, I had taken notice of her on occasion, but she was nowhere near the most noticeable of maidens in town. Continued accusations, coupled with my fear of more uninvited guests, led to me to conclude that she could never return to Dawnstar. My servants were quick to carry out my sentence. Her body is here next to me as I write this. Funny, her eyes are still so full of life. Perhaps I will try a new experiment tonight using fresher materials. Yeah, that's just... Alright. Look, I can get behind people that, like, have weird fetishes. You know, not literally, mind you, get behind them, but... It's like you want to dress up as, like, a cat and, like, bang somebody dressed as a fox or something. It's like, alright, that's your business. You know, whatever. But, like, want to have sex with a corpse? That's just, yeah. It's just nasty. See, and Dickhead's still alive, even. Oh. Fucker. Dodgy fuck. There we go. Take the key and that. Staff. Why'd you have to? Ah, there it is. Or ghostly remains. Ruby. This looks like it would be a trap. Oh, alright. Well, let's... Oh, no. Reality and Other Falsehoods. This is an alteration skill book, I do believe, but with that being maxed out. Alright, so we have Behind the Throne. Oh, it wasn't a trap, okay. Iron Door. See, so does that mean that like he's having sex with a ghost? Because I feel like that's honestly better than a corpse. If I'm being honest with myself. Because at least the ghost would have some like actual thought processes, right? Alright, well, let's see. The new experiment has proven a success. The milkmaid, whose name still escapes me, was revived as the others, bowing to my commands with only one interesting development. She has reformed incorporeally, more phantasm than reanimated dead. As her glowing visage stood before me, I found my hand reaching out to touch her. As my fingers passed through her, I felt a sensation unlike any other, as if her essence were invigorating my very soul, connecting with me on a level no woman of flesh and blood could do. This discovery is life-changing. I've ordered my older servants to go out and find any more subjects that may have become lost. With this discovery of the inner sanctum deeper still within Ingvild, I should have sufficient room to store many new materials until I can transform them into willing slaves. I look back on my daydreams whilst living in Dawnstar and wonder if there were in fact portents of times to come. Alright, so one of these ghosts was from Dawnstar. We don't know about the rest. And once again, because we fought quite a few ghosts, so assuming that all of them were from Dawnstar, like, you would assume that that would be a quest that you would get in Dawnstar. Because, like, the quest I do for the Thieves Guild is to collect these journals. So, I mean, that would be a weird quest to... Like, that would be a weird reason to be sent here. So I'm going to assume that that's the Dawnstar girl. So we have a red guard. I mean, obviously we have no way of knowing which one of these were from Dawnstar, but he said that he sent them out to find others that were lost. Now, here's the problem with that, right? We look at the map. How the fuck you get lost on the island? Like, unless they were part of this ship crash. How you get lost on this island, and how the hell did Deacus survive, unless he specifically ordered his Draugr to only bring him females, which, based on the journals, wouldn't surprise me. But it's like you would assume that he would still have ran into them, being on the same island, right? And back into Ingvild.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, there's a chest. Gold potion. Hey, I finally got healing hands. Good news, Borgak. I can finally heal you. I'm pretty sure that's what that one does anyway. Is that the... Well, it's one of the things that I said would probably open up. This way, I think. Well, the Draugr's facing that way, and does look like a female one. Now, granted, just because the Draugr was facing that way doesn't mean that's the way I came from, but I'm going to make that assumption anyway. Oh, and it looks like it may have paid off. That looks like an exit. Yep. Cool. Okay, so we got those books. So that's good, and Ingvild is considered cleared. So fast travel back to Dawnstar. And now this next place we're going to is, I do believe, called the Windward Ruins, which actually has 2 quests tied to it, both from the Mages College, actually, and neither of which are ones that we would be able to do. Well, no, one from the Mages College. I think the other one is, but I'm not 100% on that. Because one, I think I talked about it before, was the Kind's Trials, where you got to fight Guardian Spirits, and I think we already cleared a location that we'll have to go back to for that. And then the other one I know is also one that we've mentioned briefly before, which is the Destruction Magic one, where you got to bring the book to the different pedestals, because one of the pedestals is here. Which should be this right here. Yeah. So like we obviously don't have the thing we need for that, because we need, I think it's a book that he gives you maybe, and you have to like go to the different locations, put it on the pedestal, and then cast a specific element at it. But yeah, that's Windward Ruins. It has like 2 fucking skeevers in it if you don't have the quest. Now let's see, how long did Ingvild take us? 20 minutes, good. Because next place we're going to is a Dwarven Room. And if this takes us the rest of the part, then I will have looked up exactly enough places as to as I need it. What is? Oh right. I have to make sure. Okay, so that would be the Pale Imperial. Okay, yeah, it's got to be this one. I don't know if I should be leaving the road though. But Skyrim is one of those games, like, you know, you play a lot of like open world games, and it's like, if you have the compass, you just make a beeline for it. But because of like the random encounters in Skyrim that are all on the road, basically, it's one of the few that it's like, should I just make the straight line? Hello, bandit. So this is the one that involves, that should, I think, have Mule's sword at the end of it. Oh, don't fall. Damn it. Oh, and the other guy fell too. Good. Oh, and so did he. Well, I guess this guy didn't really fall that far. Man, none of you guys have anything on you. Good God, you're horrible bandits. You don't even have any gold on you? How shit are you at your chosen profession? Hello, Arrow?
Go ahead. Try and fight back.
Okay, I tried. Oh. I didn't have... Oh, I guess, to be fair, he didn't say that I had to try hard to fight back. Just said I had to try, so... I did put forth a little bit of effort. It's weird. It's a weird looking chest. That reminds me, how many of those stupid little stones do we have now? We have 12 of them. I think there's only like 24 maybe? So I mean, we got like half of them. And I mean, I think that there's at least one in every location that the Thieves Guild sends you to for their main quests. So I mean, I think having 12 now is pretty fucking good. I also wonder if I'm going to be able to get rid of those books. Because they are technically quest items, even if I don't have the quest yet. And I don't think that I can even get the quest until I actually get inducted into the Thieves Guild. And I mean, technically I could. I could do that. Like, there's no downside to getting into the Thieves Guild. Also, if you're wondering, in the last part I showed what mods I had. And I mentioned that I had forgot to go and get, like, I had the one mod that had like a Khajiit kid that you could adopt, and I mentioned I forgot to go and get her. I went and got her. She no longer exists because I feel like it relies on a different mod as well, because she was just naked. No, and like I gave her clothes, but she wouldn't equip any of it. And like she had, because like all she had was a scarf around her neck. That was it. Other than that, naked. And when I gave her different clothes to wear, the scarf disappeared, but the clothes didn't appear. So I just got rid of her. And you might think it's like, wow, you like got rid of a kid just because they wouldn't wear the clothes you got them. And it's like, yeah, well, technically, I deleted the mod, which means that she never existed in the first place. Now, to be fair, it could also be that because I did that, see, I think you're supposed to come from that direction. Like that might still have her registered in the multiple adoptions thing. So it could very well be that I can only adopt one more kid now, but we got all like the orphaned ones. Or all the orphan. Well, I guess not all the orphans, because I mean there's still an orphanage. But I mean all the ones that for some reason don't go to the orphanage. Which, while a nice touch by them, because like, you know, that would happen in real life. Even, I mean, there's orphanages in real life, and there's still kids that live on the street. So I mean, like, that is a nice touch by them, but at the same time, I feel like they did it more so that you could get, or that you could have kids without killing the, without killing the bitch at the orphanage, you know, and starting the whole Dark Brotherhood thing. Because yeah, it's kind of annoying if like you don't really feel like doing the Dark Brotherhood or something, but like you want to have kids, and it's like, but then like, it's like you have to kill her because until she dies, she doesn't let you adopt anyone. But then after you kill her, you then automatically get taken by the Dark Brotherhood next time you sleep. Now granted, you could just not sleep, like, I mean, very rarely do I sleep in this game. Unless I know I'm about to do something that the well-rested or Lover's Embrace perk will. Like, if I'm gonna be power leveling something. But yeah, it was just kind of annoying, so it's nice that they added that as an option.
Victory is
Victory is what? I'm sorry, you didn't quite get it out. Malaril's root key. Alright, I don't know who Malaril is, but I think that's the boss of this place. That wasn't you, was it? No, just Highwayman. I think Malaril might be another quest person, if I'm not mistaken. Would this be your room? Let's. Okay, you know what? Let's favorite that. And that.
Lars Yanir.
Well, this is Malaril's room. They're not here. So there's that. Alright. Oh. Let's see. Oh, sure, why not? We'll take the doll. Always good to have spares. So we got a Dancing Fire, Volume 7. Speech increased to 85. That's nice. Means that we didn't have that one. Oh wow, there's still a lot of people over there though. But that's fine. But yeah, I think that person is supposed to be there during a different quest, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, what? Oh, there you are. I was like, who the fuck shot that? Borgak, you wanna deal with that as I... Oh, that is a different one. And poor bandits, they didn't stand a chance. I say poor bandits, they're still bandits, so... But it's one of those things where it's like, even that you don't really care that the person died, it's like, it's still, you know, it's a shame that they, you know, had zero chance of surviving that. Which is pretty much anybody who ends up fighting me, so... I guess I would technically have to feel bad for all of them. But, you know, not going to. It would be funny if you could actually place the runes on a person, and it's like you place it, like you cast it on them, and just like the rune appears on them, and they just like stand still, and as long as they don't move, the rune won't go off. And then like they just gotta stand there and hope that they don't twitch the wrong way to activate it. But then they feel the sneeze coming on, and they know their doom is approaching. Oh, that didn't do too bad. Oh, that... it moved a little bit. Alright, what do we got? We got a gate here. Nothing in it. This gate that has a dead centurion that apparently had 2 cores. I wonder, does that make it stronger? Finding Daedric arrows a lot lately. I guess I have leveled up, so I would be finding those. Maybe some of these Draugr Deathlords will start carrying the Dragon Bone weapon, because I know they do that. Because I don't think that the Draugr, that the Deathlords and that, I don't think that they ever carried Daedric weapons. I think they go from Ebony to Dragon weapons, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that they skip over Daedric for power. Because I think the only... I'm trying to think, because I don't actually know of any enemies besides Daedra, obviously, that actually carries Daedric weapons. Not saying there isn't, I just don't recall any that do. Also, just a tip that probably you could figure out yourself. It's not that hard. If you ever end up fighting like a fuck ton of these guys in a very closed space, and you're having troubles finding like the different bodies to loot, just look for the big balls. Like the things that they roll around on. That's generally the easiest way to keep track of which ones you've looted. Oh! Okay, I vaguely remember this. I don't remember how to do it, mind you, but... assuming that there's like an actual puzzle involved. Because I do believe... now if we do that... yeah, see, then that lowered that one. So I gotta go back in here. Because then that'll let me come in here. Which will lower this one. And this one. I just want to make sure Borgak is in here when I do it. But that should lower there. Yeah. Which then means we have to go backwards. I guess I could have had her wait there since they would have ended up being there anyway. Because I do believe that at the end of all this, like when I do this, they should just all open. Right? Yeah, there we go. It's not a very hard puzzle. Ooh, master one. By any means. Like minimal paying attention will get you through it. Guardian Circle Flames. poison, another one of those weird stones. Ooh, 1600, I'll take that one. Oh, so I looked it up as well. The stuff that I have that comes with the Anniversary Edition, when they released the Anniversary Edition, they also just gave Special Edition, I think, 4 of the Creation Club things for free. And those are the ones that I have. Oh, is this it? Oh no, we're going to the Mizenchelef Depths. Depths, whatever. With some Falmer, eh? Now, according to this, we actually are missing a journal, a guard's note that's supposed to be on a bandit, but we looted all the bandits and never found it, although there was a couple outside that found out. There's also supposed to be a journal that we apparently missed. Should I go back and get it? No. Maybe.
Hey.
Because this shouldn't be too bad with everything already dead and opened up. Because I mean, obviously this is, because the journal is that Maloril person. It's supposed to be in the room, in their room. But we didn't see it while we were in there. The other one is supposed to be on a bandit, but I don't know, like, to take a quick peek here, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that we searched all of the bandits. No, it's not up there anymore. Was this the one that was over here? No. Oh, there they are. No note there. Because it would make sense for it, I guess, to be here, because it's supposed to be a guard note or something. But yeah, it could also be that the journal isn't there unless Maloril is there. Because this was Maloril's room. So it should have been in here. But the only book we found in here... Oh! Nope, that's just a ruined book. Okay, then yeah, I'm going to assume then that Maloril's book should have been
An orc
on
follows
one
to
of
the
these
death.
tables, but because Maloril themselves aren't here. I keep saying themselves because I like that name could go either way. Alright. Like I said, I don't know what this other... what these other notes are supposed to, or where these other notes are supposed to be. So just give me a second for this one, because the other one's supposed to be outside, so I'm not going to care. Okay, so this actually seems like it should be on... I'm going to go back, because this one should be on one of the bandits just outside of her room. So like one of the ones that we ended up fighting over here, you would think. Huh. Yeah, it's just the 3 there. You would like it honestly the way that like I'm just reading what it says here. And it seems like it should be on the guy that we got the key from, you would assume. But I'm not, but obviously it's not on them. Yeah, I don't know. And I guess that's where the bandits started. Alright.
What's the hurry?
So yeah, that's weird. That must once again just be something that isn't there until that quest is active. Since I guess it must be tied to Maloril. To have, well, I mean, the journal makes sense, kind of, except for the key exists, right? Like, you would assume that if, like, the key and that wasn't going to be there, unless Maloril was, that they just wouldn't have, like, if the rest of it wasn't going to be there, like, they wouldn't have the key, right? Unless they left the key there so that, because, I mean, I guess you could probably pick that lock as well. But it's also possible that they left the key there so that you still had access to that skill book that was in there, but I mean, that's not going to be the only copy of that skill book. I mean, there's plenty of copies. I say plenty of. There are more than one copy of each skill book in the game, as far as I'm aware. Alright, back into the depths. So it's down here that we should find the sword. Alright, yeah. This place looks cool. I like these areas. The underground dwarven ruin shit. I do enjoy these. It really does feel like dungeon diving, you know. Here, Cause yeah, like these areas, like I would love to explore rooms like this in real life. Like they wouldn't even have to be like fancy dwarven ruins like this, just like big giant open underground, which I mean might seem somewhat contradictory. Oh, there's gonna be another one of those soon though. Feel that. All right. Apparently, it's a good thing that I enchant stuff the way I do, because apparently followers tend to get lost in here, and if they're not essential, like Borgak isn't considered essential, they will. Although with the amazing follower tweaks, they might be. Apparently, they have a hard time keeping track of you or something, and they get lost and then drown on you. I do believe that her circlet there gives her water breathing. That is what I tend to put on circlets or on headgear, because there's very few super useful things that you can put on headgear. Hey, thanks, buddy. You got my light armor up to 94. Appreciate it. Giant lichen. Man, these guys always have so many alchemy ingredients. She's also really liking that bow lately for some reason. Alright, well this looks like some kind of leader? No, like not a leader. A courtroom? No. I mean, I guess it could be used as a courtroom. Fuck, what the hell they call it? Like where politicians go. Although it does look kind of like a courtroom, because yeah, it's got like this is 100% a courtroom. See, you got your prosecution, your defense, got the witnesses, got the judges up there. It's definitely what this is. It's also really cool when they do shit like this, but at the same time, would a courtroom type place have this many entrances to it. I feel like it would be like a room that you would walk through one door to get into, right? Well, it's a good thing you summoned that dagger. Worked out really well for you. Yeah? Eat trap.
You can't win this.
I don't think I actually managed to set that off. I'm pretty sure that it set it off itself. I was trying to set it off, but... You know what, that's actually going to be the only egg sack that I'm going to harvest, because I think I still have like 200 of those back in the house. Because of that one cave that we went through, where there was just so many courses. Oh, wow, they got a bandit all the way down here, eh? Dragged him rather far. You know what, I think I have a bunch of glowing mushrooms, too. Really should probably deal with that, but... my giant store of ingredients that I have. See, like, areas like this, I fucking love. Where'd you go? There you are. Good God, you were like inside.
Yeah.
Did you not set off the trap? Can I only have... no, I can have multiple traps down at the same time, can't I? You know, maybe I can't. Maybe I just disabled that trap when I placed the second one. I'm actually not 100% sure anymore. Just come to think of it, there may be a... maybe I'm thinking of a different game. I was gonna say, because now that I think of it, I think there might be a perk where you could have more than one trap placed at the same time, but I think that might be a different game that I'm thinking of. Oh, we must be getting close to the end of the part of that. It's going off. The first one that went off was nothing. It was a Reddit thing. I was talking to a guy about the magic system that he had made for his book, and how like necromancy and dark magic should be. Well, I'm of the opinion that necromancy and dark magic should be something different, because while both are considered evil, necromancy is still generally like dead, playing with dead things, whereas dark magic could encompass quite a bit more. But apparently he's going by some kind of D&D rules where it's like the same thing or something. And he said that there's even a spell called like Chill Touch or something that was included in necromancy, and I'm like, well, that really doesn't make sense, because that would be like a frost or an ice magic, not a necromancy. Now, granted, I haven't actually read his response to it. I got like the first few. Wait, what was that? It is over. Yeah, it's worth over 1,000. I'll take it. Now, based on the first response, or based on the first few words of the response, it sounds like he at least agrees with me on that it shouldn't be. Oh, look at that, a full set of Felmer armor. Bracers, boots, helmet, armor, shield. Well, hey, if you want it, go for it. I mean, I have better than regular Felmer, so... But yeah, I don't know how... He also had, like, corpse, like, reanimate dead and corpse manipulation as separate things, which also didn't make sense to me. Because if you're oh, you know what? I do vaguely remember this place now. Because I remember this little area here. Yeah, and this guy. Every time I come here, this fucker's here. He does a lot of damage. The fully kitted out warmonger. Who's fully kitted out even though he should only have the helmet and armor. But he very clearly has the boots and gauntlets as well. Man, they really just gave zero fucks with the Falmer, didn't they? They just have the character models, and they don't bother actually having, like, what they have equipped as part of it. No, that one's not. Okay, let's check our map, which is is fairly worthless in Skyrim, I will say. Mainly because of how detailed it is. Like, I honestly, maps and dungeons and that, I much prefer games where it's just basically like squares. Also, why is my lighting so fucked up right now? There you go, maybe that fixed it. Looks like it did. But yeah, like, I like, to me, reanimating dead and corpse manipulation would basically be the same thing. And he's like, oh, but corpse manipulation is for like after it's reanimated if you start to lose control of it or something, which I guess, but you would just assume that it would still be the same spell. You would just have to recast it, right? Like whatever spell you used to raise them in the first place could just be recast to regain control or whatever, right? Just to like reinforce it. But I don't know, his magic system is apparently based off D&D, and I don't, and having never played it, and while I have like watched some videos of people playing it, you know, most of them tend to, you know, stay away from magic because they just don't want to deal with it, and I can see why. Because it sounds way more complicated than it needs to be, but at the same time, I say then it needs to be, but at the same time, it also kind of has to be complicated. Oh god, I was turning so hard there so I did not hit Morgak. Oh wait, I saw that. Oil. Yeah, that's good. I think I actually have a bunch of Dwarven oil as well, if I'm not mistaken. Oh. I think that we might be able to get the Black Reach from here then, because I do believe that's what those things are for. Is if you do that, it opens up a pathway to Black Reach, so maybe. Over here we got nothing good. That's junk that we don't need. Now I think the sword should just be past where that Centurion was, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe? No, that's just there. Oh, wait, there's Grimsever. So that's Mule's sword. It's a glass sword. It's always a glass sword. So it's not, like, horrendously underpowered. It's actually probably, like, the most logical, like, where she's supposed to be, like, this great adventurer, right? So, you know, having, like, a glass sword probably makes more sense than most people's, like, oh, I'm an adventurer and I use, like, an iron sword. It's like, how can you only afford an iron sword? Or it's like, I'm an adventurer but I have, like, a dragon plate. Like a dragon bone sword. It's like, where the fuck did you get that, though? Whereas her, it's like, I got a glass sword. It's like, okay. Like, that makes sense. Like, it's a good weapon. It makes sense that you would be a, like, that as an adventurer, you would shell out for it, and it's not such an uncommon weapon that it's unlikely you would have it. Like, so if you're wondering what I'm looking for, is there is supposed to be one note outside on a table. So I'm just taking a quick peek to see if I can find, or a quick peek on the tables. But once again, maybe, quite possibly, it could very well be another one of those. I'm not going to be here until, like, the actual boss of the dungeon spawns. Because you got a table there. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it, which is still very weird. But anyway, we have Grimsever, so we may as well go and turn it in. Otherwise, I'm just going to be carrying it around. And like I said, we could technically join the Thieves Guild just so that we can turn in the books as well.
An orc follows to the death.
Because It's not like you're ever locked into doing stuff.
You're a stranger here too, huh?
Tell me
To
about
call it a
Riften
guild
Seas.
is ridiculous. How can people who would betray one another over a gold coin be considered part of an association? They're the worst kind. Even the Dark Brotherhood abides by a strict set of rules and tradition. These thieves are just rabble. What do you think?
I mean, I'm gonna agree completely.
You know, I'm beginning to respect you. Other than Aaron, you seem to be the only other person I've met I might be able to trust. Since we share the same opinion of them, let me warn you that they're recruiting others to join their guild, and you should be cautious.
Let's see. You're not from Riften?
I've been adventuring across Tamriel since I was a fresh-faced young woman barely able to swing a blade. My travels have taken me from High Rock to Valenwood, Elsewhere to Morrowind, and all points in between.
Why are you here then?
Many years ago, I lost my blade, Grimsever, within a Dwemer ruin. I took it as a sign that I was wasting my days in search of wealth. You and I are alike. We seek challenge and great fortune. But for me, that's where the similarities end. You see, Riften is my great beast to be slain, and my fortune comes from gratitude and trust.
What happened to your blade Grimsever?
It was lost years
I say
ago
while
in a
holding
Dwemer
it.
ruin. Without it, I feel almost as defenseless as a newborn. I don't think I'll ever be able to find a replacement.
I could find it for you.
I couldn't ask you to undertake such a treacherous journey. It would be a fool's errand. But I
Well,
see that spark in your eye, and I know better than to warn you away. Grimsever rests within the Dwemer ruin of Misinchaleft. Tread carefully, friend. Those same ruins almost took my life.
yeah, here you go. I've got your sword.
Astonishing! To think you actually were able to reach it, and yet return to tell the tale? Rarely in my travels have I encountered those who possess skills equal to your own. I see I still have much to learn. If you'd permit me, I'd be honored to accompany you in your travels for a time.
Alright. So yeah, now
I
she's
see I
available
still
as a
have much
follower.
to learn. Lead on.
I've never seen you all this upset about anything.
Like I said, she actually has like a decent sword that she starts with. Once you recruit her, or if you get her to follow you, you can just trade in her sword for an even better one. And like I said, once we reach Riften, we'll probably take her as a follower. Because, like I said, once we start Winterhold, we'll, once we start Winterhold, we'll trade in Borgak here for one of the mages. And then once we've finished with Winterhold, we'll probably go down to Windhelm. We'll probably keep the mage for Windhelm, and then go. And then once we reach, or then after we finish Windhelm, we'll switch to the Rift here, and we'll probably grab Mule to do that. Wow, that trap's a little slow, isn't it? Oh, you know what? There we go. That should help. Ow, fucker. I don't remember how to get there. It's not something. It's not a trip that I make very often. Wow, I think we went a very long way around, and I think we looped all the way around to something else.
I'm not here to hold your hand. Figure
Well, well. Color me impressed, lad. I wasn't certain I'd ever see you again.
Getting here was easy.
Reliable and headstrong? You're turning out to be quite the prize. So, now that I've whetted your appetite with our little scheme at the market, how about handling a few deadbeats for me?
What did they do?
They owe our organization some serious coin, and they've decided not to pay. I want you to explain to them the error of their ways.
Sounds good. Who are they?
Kirava, Percy Honeyhand, and Helga. Do this right, and I can promise you a permanent place in our organization.
How did you want me to handle it?
Honestly, the debt is secondary here. What's more important is that you get the message across that we aren't to be ignored. A word of warning, though. I don't want any of them killed. Bad for business.
You can offer, but I'm not
Consider it done.
Good. If you need any details on your marks, I'll be here. Now get going. I'll be here when you're done.
Oh, fuck. Well,
Better have coin to pay for your drinks. There's
let's
no
see.
handouts here.
Can you share anything about the Thieves Guild?
I don't know you, so we've got nothing to talk about. How
Ah,
about you
damn
fit?
it.
Well,
Well, I was hoping to do it just by getting rid of, or just by doing that. I forgot that you had this whole other part of the quest before you could join, so. I mean, let's see how long we've been going. No, we've already hit an hour. I doubt that we'll bother doing this. Then we'll probably just continue with clearing out the pale. Because I know that, because I'm pretty sure anyway that I think collecting Kuravas, that, although if we do that one, I'm pretty sure that doing this first, I think there's at least one other quest that you need to do before you do that, otherwise it gets locked out, so we'll just leave it for now. But that'll be it for this part. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next week for some more Skyrim.